I am today going to be upcycling these bedside tables. I have 2 of them. I got them from Facebook Marketplace, I think for about $50, but I completely mucked up when measuring and they're just too high for our apartment. So today's upcycle will be to resell on Facebook Marketplace. Now they're in this seriously old orange varnish. I am going to be painting the whole unit today after prepping, and I'm going to be painting it in a new brand for me, which is Fusion Mineral Paint, and this is foundation to finish all in one, so you don't have to prime it, which is perfect, but I will have to clean it and scuff sand the unit. Now this is colour Little Whale, which is like a pale blue colour. I think they must be trying to discontinue it because I picked this up for $39 in the clearance section last week, but I'm looking forward to trying a new paint, and I am hoping that this small jar is going to be enough to do both bedside tables, but time will tell. I also have some gorgeous antique brass handles that I'm using on this unit, but let's get started and see what glow up we can give these bedside tables. When starting any furniture project, I use these sugar soap wipes to clean the unit. Now it's really important you don't miss this step before you start sanding. The last thing you want to do is like sand grime or dirt that's on your piece further into the grain. Particularly in this case, we're obviously painting the whole unit, but if we were trying to strip this back and lighten the wood, it just makes your job even more difficult. So I always like to start by giving the whole unit a once over before I do any sort of sanding or anything else. And I'm now going to scuff sand the unit. So this is just, you're basically trying to get rid of the shiny texture of this varnish and create a really good base for your paint to be able to adhere to. It is really important that you do this if you're trying to upcycle a piece like this. Otherwise your paint won't have anything to adhere to and it will just start to flake off over time. Now, to scuff sand this, I'm going to start with using a 120 grit sandpaper. Now, if you're doing this at home, you typically would want to choose a detail sander or orbital sander for a piece like this. I will link my favourites in the description. For this project today, I am using what's referred to as a dustless sander from a brand called Mirka, which has very kindly been sent to me to trial by Go Industrial. I will be sending it back in 2 weeks. But I'm going to be trying that out today. So it's first time for me using this, and they have sent me they're like sanding abrasive pads. But if you at home are doing this, you just want to choose 120 grit sandpaper and use that disc on your mouse sander or your orbital sander. So we'll just see, I'm not sure how quickly this will take to get the hang of. I've got this connected up to a vacuum, which Chris will be bloody delighted about because I keep making such a mess. Oh, how does that? Okay. We're off. Okay, right. I cannot believe how good that machine is. I want one and they're about $4,000, I think. Honestly, if you do this for a living or you're doing a full house renovation, invest in that machine. And if you are in the UK, find the equivalent. I am so impressed. That was so quick. That was so quick. Gosh, this lighting across the balcony is such a bugger. So I have finished scuff sanding the unit. I'm going to do the drawers now and then I'm going to give everything a wipe down. But yeah, I'm going to crack on now with just getting the front of the drawers sanded and then we'll give everything a wipe down and then we can get to painting. Now that all of that sanding's done, I can get to the fun part. I'm now going to use my sugar soap wipes, whoa, dusty, to get rid of all of this dust, and then I'm going to see if I can get a first coat of paint on before I need to go and get Chris from work. And well, and that is in 1 hour. So 60-minute makeover. Can I do it? Let's see. It's a hard knock life for us. It's a hard knock life for us.
It's a hard knock life
Tell you what, I am definitely going to change out of these Birkenstocks. If I get paint on these, I will be devastated. Do you know, my dad used to always say, it's all in the prep, but I hate the prep. I hate the prep. I just want it to look nice. I want to have the idea, quite like the beginning of it where you think, oh, new project, and then I'd like to just skip all the crap parts and just get to the bit where it looks nice. I've gone over all of that with sugar soap wipes. I like to use a brush and then follow behind with a roller when I'm doing any sort of painting, whether that's on walls, furniture. This just helps you get into like the little nooks and crannies, as they say, and then follow behind with a really smooth finish. So I have opted to use a mohair roller. That is what I use for most of my projects. I will link in the description my best recommended ones for each market in the US, Australia and UK. If you are watching from home, my go-to roller for any type of DIY is a Purdy roller. You can get them on Amazon and from places like Brewers. But if you were doing this with a different type of paint that isn't an all-in-one, I would recommend using Zinsser 123 primer. That is my go-to. Also, either the oil-based or the water-based. I prefer water-based because it's easier to clean your brushes, but either works. I am just finishing putting a second coat on these bedside tables. I do actually think because the varnish underneath was so dark that they might need a third coat. But yeah, I think it might need a third coat. I'm going to see what it looks like once it's all dried. You can excuse the trousers. These basically came, they were meant to be like one of those cute gingham sets with barrel legs, and it arrived and it was nothing like what the photo was online. And so now I'm using them as my painting trousers because Amazon gave us a full refund without having to send them back. So perfect timing because yesterday I was freezing. They might still look like pyjama trousers, but they are in fact meant to be proper trousers. But it means my nice Agnola leggings won't be getting any more damaged. So yeah, I have very kindly been sent these handles from Corsten. I worked with them quite a lot when I still lived at home and they shipped to Australia. So they've sent me these gorgeous handles. I will leave in the description below exactly a link to them. But what I'm going to do is put them on and see what it looks like just with these. I actually think it might look lovely because that looks gorgeous. I have finished giving everything a second coat. I am now going to, well, I give it almost even like a third coat. And so now I'm going to do my top coat, which is this Cabothane Clear. It is really, really durable. Now, where possible, it's always good to decant into another tray so you're not contaminating your main pot. You actually, they're very specific on this tin about not shaking it, which is funny because I feel like the innate thing you do when you pick up a tin of paint is shake it. But what I do is just use a stick to give it a really good stir. Make sure there's no like clumps or anything in it. There's quite a few in this, so just give it a good stir for like a minute or something before you decant it, because otherwise you'll find that like the good bits that you actually need from the primer will be at the bottom of your jar and everything else will be at the top, and you won't get the finish you're meant to get. Or in my case, I've had like it dries almost like a blue stain on your furniture and you obviously want it to dry clear, so stirring it is really important. When oceans rise, empires fall. Empires fall.
we have seen each other through it all.
Now, ideally for top coat, you would apply it with a sprayer so you can get really even, but it is windy up here today and I don't have easy access to a booth right now. So I am just going to go in with my paintbrush. I'm using a brush from Tint Paints. It's got an angle on it, so it'll be good for going to the corners on this unit. And I'm going to start with this one on wheels because I painted this first. Okay, I officially have 19 minutes, so I need to leave to go and pick Chris up from work. These are the medium Barlow knob. I'll leave a link in the description from Corsten Architectural. I've used their handles on everything recently. I've got a few projects here coming up that I'm using their handles for, but I'm gonna get these on now and then put everything back in and see how it looks. Buzzing. Oh, that is not the one. What kind of fitting is that? Oh, bugger, I don't know if I've got that. It's a fitting. Oh. Yeah, I think that's the problem. The screws are too long. But I mean, at least they are gonna look nice. Oh, what a palaver. I'm so looking forward to getting that finished.
After that hissy fit on the balcony, I did in fact then manage to install the handles, and oh my gosh, how good do they look? What once were bedside tables, might I also add that I was going to get rid of. We're now keeping them in our master bedroom.
There we go. I am so pleased with them. I know I said at the start of this vlog I was going to get rid of them, but they are now our new bedside tables. This is my first time doing one of these kind of like long form DIY tutorials. I realised watching it back I maybe wasn't quite as clear and helpful as I could have been in places, but I will try to improve. If you are enjoying this type of content, then please do all the things like, subscribe, comment. It does help more than you know. And let me know what else you would like to see. Do you want more vlogs? Do you want stuff that I'm doing in Brisbane? Do you want more of this type of long form, slower DIY videos? I will just keep doing a bit of anything and everything to see what works. But I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you all in the next one.